Welcome back to Dan White and Associates. Dan Simon here, talking a little bit about the Secure Act. You know, we had 1.0, now we got 2.0. A lot of different changes in the retirement landscape these days, and it's very important that you know the rules and use them to your advantage, and also for your beneficiaries as well. And that's really what I wanted to talk about specifically today with the Secure Act 2.0. Initially, 2 years ago, they rolled out Secure Act 1.0. We didn't realize 2.0 was coming down the lines, but it was probably inevitable. And the idea is they're trying to provide more security for the American worker in this country. So initially it was the rollback of the RMD, required minimum distribution age, from 70.5 to 72. They also eliminated the contribution age for traditional IRA contributions. Previously it was 70.5. Now if you've earned income and you're over 70.5, even over 72, there is no age restriction. You can certainly contribute to a qualified retirement account, such as a traditional IRA. Now, one of the big changes with the retirement landscape is specifically changes to the rule regarding the stretch or the inherited IRA. In previous years, prior to Secure Act 1.0, if a non-spouse beneficiary, I think your adult-age children in this situation, were to inherit your IRA, for example, or 401k, you pass away, they inherit the money. Historically speaking, they could take that account, they could roll it over to their own custodian. It's got to be a custodian to custodian transfer. But once that asset or those assets were there, they could then distribute the account over the course of the remainder of their life expectancy. They didn't have to take the big tax hit all up front. They could string it out over their life expectancy. So if they had 40 years, first year it's 1/40th, second year 2/40ths, and so on, deferring the taxability of that account. It was a great opportunity for beneficiaries. Well, as things have changed, Secure Act 2.0, they've now kind of drawn a line in the sand on a few different items. First item that I think is very important to acknowledge is they drew a line in the sand on what's called the age of majority, meaning at age 21, they consider now the age of majority, not in just any state, but across the country, as to when a benefactor of a qualified retirement account were to inherit that money. Once they're at the age of majority, they now have to distribute those assets over the course of 10 years. If they're a minor, they don't have to worry about the 10-year rule until they're 21. But upon age 21, those assets now need to be distributed over the course of a 10-year period of time. So no more lifetime tax deferral on a qualified retirement account that is inherited. Additionally, this came out with Secure Act 2.0, is that if the deceased account owner was in excess of retirement age, meaning they were over 72 years of age and they were taking their own required minimum distributions themselves, the benefactor of that account, regardless of age, would have to start taking RMDs as well. Big change to the Secure Act rule. Very important that you're making sure that if you're inheriting those assets that you're planning accordingly. Because again, very simple example, if someone were to inherit a $200,000 IRA from mom or dad, all right, 10 years later, they invest the money well, they double their money, well, it's worth $400,000 now. Well, in that 10th year, they've got to create a $400,000 taxable event, meaning they've got to withdraw $400,000 from that IRA account. And if they don't, it's a 50% penalty. That's $200 grand right there. They're cutting a check to Uncle Sam. That's not where you want your life savings, nor do your benefactors want their inheritance to go. So make sure you're aware of the rules, educate your beneficiaries on the rules, and as always, seek advice, seek counsel. We're happy to help.